Hi there YouTube, welcome to another US Marine Corps Bolt Action Army update. This is number 7 I believe, and we are very close to completing the army now. This will be the last, probably the last update, because I literally have one unit left to do. Let's start with my 4th infantry unit. This is a 12-man squad with 3 bars and no shotguns. I decided to slightly change it out. So let's get started, and we'll start with the sergeant. So this is a one of the plastic figures. Quite like the shouldered weapons that the plastic sprues have, so I decided to kind of make use of that particular arm position, and I decided to go for a plastic figure to be the sergeant. Quite like his position. Turned out okay. So he's got the normal Marine Corps green BDU top and camouflage trousers and the standard US Marine Corps helmet cover. And I've gone for the beachy base this time. So that's the sergeant. Here's the corporal. This is the only other guy to have a submachine gun, apart from the NCO. So this guy is the corporal, and he is all in camouflage and the normal Marine Corps helmet cover, of course. Did a lot of camouflage uniforms in this squad. Quite a nice position for a plastic. Okay, it's the corporal. Next up, we've got 4 basic riflemen. I decided to use one of the bayoneted Garans this time for this guy. Again, obviously a plastic miniature. This guy is in the half and half, half marine greens, half camouflage, with a normal Marine Corps cover. And I've slightly modified his bayonet scabbard there to actually have because he's got his bayonet on his knife. I basically just carefully carved it out of the off the belt kit there to give him an empty scabbard. Again, the beachy base. Actually came out pretty cool. Okay, and we have one more holding a bayonet. This time sort of charging forward, and this guy also is all in camouflage. The standard Marine Corps camouflage helmet cover as well, which is a slightly different colour scheme to the actual camouflage BDU uniform. Another quite cool. Again, I modified the scabbard a little bit and carved the bayonet, the top of the bayonet out, because it's on his rifle. So that's that. Another. This guy this time is all in greens for a change, with a Marine Corps camouflage helmet cover, and his backpack with the camouflage poncho. You can see he came out pretty cool as well. And the final rifleman, that's not a loader. This guy is an assault group miniature, and he's kind of just sort of taking cover. As you all know by now, I'm not a massive fan of pro miniatures, but I kind of wanted to use up all as many metal miniatures as I had, and I'd much rather have spare plastics than metals. So I decided to put them in, as I haven't really got any. I think I've only used like 3 or 4 pro miniatures throughout my whole army, in infantry squads. So I thought it'd be a bit of a change, different position. So he is basically he's in a half and half combination. Got the camouflage trousers and the green, normal marine green top, BDU top, and the Marine Corps helmet cover as standard. And again, with the assault group miniatures, they always have a really nice belt kit on. And finally, the 3 bar teams, and utilising another prone miniature, but this time a assault group prone bar gunner. I basically added the bipod from the plastics set, and you can see that this guy is all in camouflage, but he hasn't got the helmet cover. It's quite a cool miniature. Kind of got him wrestling in some rocks there. And his loader. Another plastic. And I've kind of modelled this guy to be just finishing off loading a fresh clip into his Garand. And I've given him an extra satchel to carry some extra ammunition. And I quite like the way this guy turned out. I don't think I modified his. Did I? I did do a slight modification on the arms, but it looked like I cut the hand off another arm and kind of stuck it on there to make it look like he was pushing something in with his thumb. So a slight conversion on that one, but I really am quite happy with the position that this guy turned out in. Something a bit unique, and you can see again that this guy is all in camouflage with the Marine Corps cover on his helmet. And the second bar team. This guy is again a assault group miniature, advancing with his bar this time. Quite a nice fluid pose. Again, the classic great belt kit, and this guy is all in green as well. And he's got the Marine Corps helmet cover, of course. So that's him. And his loader. Note that most of the loaders in this unit are actually decided to go for the rifle option rather than carrying carbines. Probably just to add to the weight of firepower that this unit seems to have with its 3 bars. And again, he's got an extra satchel for carrying ammunition as well. And this guy is again an assault group miniature, kind of advancing with the rifle with an open top. He is sporting the half and half look, where his main gunner is sporting the all green look, and of course the standard Marine Corps helmet cover. And finally, the third bar team, we have a standing bar gunner. He could be like popping up over, behind a wall, or it could just be standing in the open being gung-ho. And he is sporting the all camouflage look. Like I said, a lot of camouflage painting in this unit. Standard Marine Corps helmet cover. Quite like this miniature, nice position. Again, the nice array of belt kit. And finally his loader, who again is a metal miniature from Salt Group. And this guy is all in camouflage. And he is kind of crouching down, so perhaps the bar gunner is firing over a wall. Just a kind of basic Marine, basically. Marine Corps cover on the helmet. The M1 Garand. Cool rear belt kit. And that is the end of that squad. Next up, we've got an artillery spotter and an air spotter that are custom made out of plastics. We'll start with the air spotter here. This guy is just a straight up kneeling plastic guy. I gave him some binoculars, which is already in the arm. And using green stuff, I made a phone and a rough radio pack, and I just stuck a melted sprue aerial in the back, and I decided to put him in the sort of half and half grassland, dirt type terrain, which is kind of just off the beach. You can see his Thompson there. He's got his map pouch there. I was quite chuffed with how this guy turned out. I think maybe his backpack is just a little bit too big, because there is a Marine Corps radio that is quite a bulky hunk. And it probably is that wide, but I think I've made it a little bit too long. But at the end of the day, it still looks pretty good, I think. I'm quite happy with the way he turned out. So that's my air spotter. There, and he's in all camouflage, I believe. No, he's not. He's in a camouflage top and green trousers with the standard Marine Corps helmet cover. So that's the air spotter. And next to the artillery spotter, this guy here. Now his aerial has literally just snapped off before I started filming this, so I don't know whether I'll replace it or just leave it like a little stubby one like that. Again, another plastic miniature with a custom backpack to be a radio, and I kind of moulded a sort of a map case, a folded back map case, for him to be holding, and he's basically he can be calling out coordinates to spot rounds. He's got his binoculars on his chest there, and alternatively they can also be just used as a team of spotters for either one. Again, they're kind of designed to be a single or fielded as a pair. And again, he's got his Thompson there, and there's his map, so he's calling out the coordinates. And again, I think his backpack's maybe a little bit oversized, but it looks pretty good. So that's all that matters at the end of the day, I suppose. I quite like those guys. Let's move those out of the way. Next up, we'll go for a little bit of air power. Let's zoom out a little bit. So here we have a F4 Corsair, which is actually a Corgi die-cast aircraft, 1/72 scale. I have it had a slightly damaged propeller, so I decided to remove the blades to give it that sort of flames of war aircraft look where they haven't got the propellers. It still actually looks quite good in my opinion, actually. Using some green stuff, I basically moulded some bombs. They're certainly no masterpieces by any circumstances, but they do the job. I've got to actually try and mould some fins on them at some point. I've weathered it up. You can see it's got some quite nice weathering on it. It's already got the nose art. I didn't paint this. It's kind of cool. Marine's dream, it says. I did take the cockpit off and repaint the pilot in Pacific colours, because he was just like a generically painted pilot. And I also, you can just about see it in there, painted in a rough cockpit too. You can just about see it. I'm pretty chuffed with the way this aircraft came out. And finally its base. The base is kind of different. I've basically designed the base to be basically the plane's flying in over a beach. So I did it in a kind of half sea, well, a little bit more than half sea, going into the beach. And I think it turned out really cool. So I put some sort of clear water stuff on here. First of all, moulded it with some plastic putty. And I've got it like sloshing up over the stand here. And you can see it's kind of, the sea is kind of coming in up onto the beach. And it's kind of enveloped the rock a little bit. And I'm very, very happy how this base turned out. I think it looks great. And when the aircraft's on there, zap it in, you can see it looks really quite cool. And you can kind of pose the aircraft a little bit on the stand as well. This is actually the stand that came with the aircraft, which is basically just originally clear. There you go. So that's the Marine Corps air support in the guise of an F4 Corsair, an F4U Corsair. Okay, next up we have another revisit to my Halftrack. So as you can see, my Halftrack is now full of passengers, which is really cool. This is exactly what I was after. I managed to find these guys by fluke. They're by Company B, and they basically came in a pack of 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 miniatures. So you got the 8 infantrymen seated and the gunner. Now this is not a Company B M3 Halftrack. It's a Warlord one. So the gunner he fits in the cupola, but he does not. The machine gun overhung. So basically what I did to remedy that was I used a small amount of green stuff to basically build a little bit of an extra armoured plate on the front of the machine gun turret there, and just again using a little tiny piece of green stuff just made a little bit of an overhang there, and you can see that the machine gun fits. And it kind of, I mean, it doesn't look seamless, but it kind of looks like perhaps the crew decided to weld a little piece of metal on the front there to give the gunner a little bit of extra protection, or perhaps there was some damage and they repaired it. It just gives the Halftrack a little bit of extra life. And I basically had to slightly modify the machine guns to get the seated guys in there, so you can see that the side machine guns and the rear machine gun is now kind of dipping forward. But I'm very, very happy with how these guys turned out, and as you'll see in my Well, I haven't actually decided whether there will be another update after this, or whether I'll just do a grand army, full army update, where I just go through everything all at once, the whole army. I've got, like I say, literally one vehicle to do, which is an M8 scout car, and I've got another pack of these guys, which I'm going to put into my LVT, because I reckon they will look great in there. So that's that. And now finally for this update, we have my US Marine Corps M5 Stuart here, this little bitty light tank, in again a very basic Marine Corps colour scheme. It's got a star on the front, a star on the side. It's got some numbering and identification number on the side. Very happy with how this turned out. It's a great little model from Warlord. Came with a tank commander. He's painted up in Marine Corps colours. He hasn't got a Marine Corps helmet cover on his helmet. He's got the M1919 on the back. A lot of Marine Corps M5s actually removed that machine gun because it got caught in jungle foliage. I magnetised the turret so that it doesn't fall out. You can see I kind of using a bit of spare offcuts of PVC from some PVC buildings I built. Put a little platform in there with a metal plate on, and got one of my little mini magnets there so that the magnet reaches, and it magnetised the turret perfectly. And you can see that I've weathered it all up. It's a little bit rusty, very, very muddy. And the old periscope there, the gunner, the driver, and the radio operator and assistant machine gunner. Very nice model. And that is the end of this Marine Corps update. Hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to like, feel free to subscribe, and get ready and be ready to be notified when I do my Grand Army update, which will be fairly soon, probably certainly within the next month anyway. And that about wraps it up. So until next time, catch you later.